Hello friends, welcome to Shankar IAS Daily Newspaper Analysis. Today's date is 25/5/2024. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are about to be discussed. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Look at this 2017 Prelims question. The term event horizon, singularity, string theory and standard model are sometimes seen in news in the context of option A, observation and understanding of universe, option B, study of solar and lunar eclipses, option C, placing satellites in the orbits of Earth, option D, origin and evolution of living organism on the Earth. Before answering this question, let us see the key terms that has been mentioned in the questions briefly. See, the standard model of particle physics is a mathematical model that describes electromagnetism, nuclear forces, both strong and weak, and the Higgs mechanism in a detailed manner. And secondly, the string theory is a theory that is used to understand quantum phenomena in the context of quantum physics. Now, with respect to singularity, see, it is the core of black hole theory where all its mass is concentrated. At this point, density and gravity are thought to be indefinitely large, and the laws of physics, as we all know, will cease to operate here. Finally, the event horizon. It is a boundary around a black hole beyond which nothing can escape, not even the light. Note that it is a point of no return. So the correct answer to this question is option A, because event horizon, singularity, string theory and standard model are given in the context of observation and understanding of the universe. Let's move to the next question. Now look at this another question from 2017 Prelims. With reference to Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Housing and Urban Development, also known as APM-CHUD, consider the following statement. Statement 1. The first APM-CHUD was held in India in 2006 on the theme of Emerging Urban Forums, Policy Reforms and Governance Structures. Statement 2. India hosts all the annual ministerial conferences in partnership with ADB, APEC and ASEAN. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Before answering this, let us analyze each of the statements individually. The first statement says, the first APM-CHUD was held in India in 2006 on the theme of Emerging Urban Forums, Policy Responses and Governance Structure. See, this statement is wrong. The first conference was organized in New Delhi in December 2006 under a theme of A Vision for Sustainable Urbanization in the Asia Pacific 2020. Such conference is held every 2 years. Now coming to the second statement, it says India hosts all the annual ministerial conferences in partnership with ADB, APEC and ASEAN. See, this statement is also incorrect because the conference is a biennial in nature. APM-CHUD is actually an intergovernmental mechanism for engagement and cooperation in the field of housing and development among the Asia Pacific countries. It is established under the support of UN Habitat. This event is organized by one of the member countries whose proposal has been agreed by the members at the previous conference of APM-CHUD. So the correct answer for this question is option D, neither 1 nor 2. With this, let's move on to our daily newspaper analysis. Look at this news article. The 2024 Indian general election, low voter turnout in the initial phases raises many questions about its impact on the outcome. Historically, the voter turnout changes have shown no clear bias for or against the incumbents. Even though conventional wisdom suggests higher turnout is bad for the incumbents, but the BJP's large victories in 2014 and 2019 during the high voter turnout challenge this notion. This is all about this editorial. Now, before getting into the discussion, let us look at the syllabus. See, this topic will come under GS Paper 2. Now, let me read out the questions for you. Discuss how AI can be used to solve political issues in India and what are the challenges. This question asks us to discuss about the use of AI in solving the political issues in India. On the other hand, it asks us to enlist and discuss the challenges associated with the AI in politics. Let's start with an introduction. Elections are the cornerstone of any democratic system. It reflects the will of the people, fosters responsibility and accountability of the leaders. As we all know that humanity is in the middle of 4th Industrial Revolution with advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data invading every aspect of life, business, etc. Now, this has invaded the political administrative spheres, playing a major role in the politics. So, in our discussion, we are going to see about the prospect and the issues of AI in politics. This can be our introduction. Now, moving to the main body of the answer, see, in the first part, we shall discuss about the significance of AI in politics. The first and foremost reason is that monitoring of election fraud. See, utilizing the big data AI can scrutinize the election related data in real time and detect any signs of fraudulent activities. Know that it's capable of identifying any discrepancies like unusual patterns in the voter registration and the ballot submissions, which are very crucial for maintaining the integrity of elections. Secondly, the use of AI in many cases led to a cost-effective campaigning for less wealthy candidates. See, various PRS data shows inequality in spending with respect to many parties. Moreover, we know that small parties are often struggling to mobilize money. So, AI-based marketing will reduce this disparity and provide a level playing field for small parties. Thirdly, it can be used to increase the surveillance of election process and make it more robust process. Let us see an example. In 2021, the Bihar Election Commission tied up with an AI firm called StackQ to use a video analytics with optical character recognition to analyze CCTV footage for counting booths during Panchayat election. Fourthly, the use of AI can enhance the voter education and awareness program. See, recently an AI-tailored deepfake video of the late Tamil Nadu politician Mr. Karnanidhi has surfaced on internet. Even though it is meant for political purpose, the videos like this will increase the awareness on election and result in increasing turnouts. Finally, with the AI, the parties can increase the outreach to the local issues to individual voters using their local dialects. This personalization can increase political awareness and promote more informed voting decision and ultimately benefiting the marginalized community. With this, we have completed the first part of the body. In the second part of the body, we shall see about the challenges in using AI in elections. Firstly, with respect to misinformation in elections. See, deepfakes have been used to spread misinformation, affecting the public opinion and outcomes. For example, a fake audio in the US President Biden discouraging voting. This kind of misinformation are often used to create a communal disharmony in the society for political outcomes. Secondly, AI and big data analytics could be used for increasing the surveillance and curbing the personal liberty. For example, the various issues like Cambridge Analytica scandal is a glaring example of using technology to suppress democracy. Thirdly, with the aim to reduce inequality, this may actually perpetuate it. This is because the larger parties can afford to do it while neglecting the smaller parties. Finally, C. We are facing lack of effective regulation to deal with the issues of ethical usage of AI and associated technology. The obsolete IT rules of 2000 and IPC are inefficient to mitigate the risk of misuse and ensure transparency. This is all about the body of this answer. Now coming to the conclusion. AI and its usage is a double-edged sword with the potential for disruption and ability to enhance the democracy. We as a society should implement the measures to counteract deepfakes and misinformation and increase the use of AI for the voter education, fraud detection and increased accessibility and strengthen our democratic process and result in a foolproof election. That's all about this answer. With this, let's move to our next topic. Look at this editorial article. India-Iran signed a 10-year agreement to operate Chabahar port, linking India with Afghanistan and Central Asia. Meanwhile, the India-Middle East-Europe corridor, shortly known as IMEC, signed in September 2023, aims to connect Asia to Europe to enhance trade routes. However, the Gaza war has delayed the IMEC's progress, highlighting the need to include Oman and Egypt in the project for greater stability and conflict resistance. This is the crux of this article. With this backdrop, let us revise things from the prelims perspective. First one is Chabahar Port Agreement. On May 13, 2024, India and Iran signed a 10-year agreement to operate Chabahar Port. This port is crucial for connecting India with Afghanistan and Central Asian countries. Second one is India-Middle East-Europe Corridor, also known as IMEC. It is signed during G20 summit on September 9, 2023. It involves European Union, France, Germany, India, Italy, Saudi Arabia, UAE and USA. Its major aim is to enhance connectivity and economic integration between Asia, Arabian Gulf and Europe. See, IMEC comprises of two corridors. One is east, the east one from India to Arabian Gulf, and the north comprising of Arabian Gulf to Europe. It includes maritime, road transport, a railway network and infrastructure for electricity, digital connectivity and clean hydrogen export. See, it is expected to reduce transit time and cost for goods between India and Europe by 40% and 30% respectively. It is also seen as a counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. But the war in Gaza, which started in October 7, delayed the IMEC process. Let's now see the challenges highlighted by the Gaza war. See, Houthis in Yemen blocked the access to the Red Sea. forcing longer shipping routes. Iran threatened to lose Strait of Hormuz, impacting crude oil and gas shipments. Disruptions affected major Israeli ports, including Haifa, impacting trade and investment. Let us now see the proposed solution. First one is Oman as an alternative. See, the ports in Oman are less threatened by the conflicts in the Persian Gulf and offer a direct links to India. Second one is Egypt. See, the ports in Egypt can provide a safer road to Europe and balance regional politics and economics. And overall, the IMEC aim is to enhance the regional supply chain and trade, serving as a strategic alternative to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Incorporating Oman and Egypt can protect the corridor from future conflicts and ensuring its stability and effectiveness. By addressing these points, IMEC can become a robust and reliable trade route, insulating from regional conflicts. That's all about this discussion. With this, let's move on to our next topic. Look at this news article. Yesterday, Armenia has returned 4 border villages to Azerbaijan that was seized by Armenia decades ago. These two countries have 2 wars in 1990s and 2020 for the control over the breakaway regions of Nagorno-Karabakh. In this context, this act is seen as a key step towards normalizing the ties between the historic rivals. This is the crux of the news article given here. In this context, let us revise about this region from Prelims perspective. Let us start with Azerbaijan. See, it is a country in Asia that is bordered by Russia, Georgia, Armenia and Iran. The east of the country is bordered by Caspian Sea. Much of the north and the west is covered by Caucasus Mountain, and its capital city is Baku. Know that Azerbaijan is abundant in oil and natural gas, and a famous site in Azerbaijan is Yanar Dag. This place has a natural eternal fire fueled by the seeping natural gases. It has been burning for over 65 years along the Caspian Sea. This unique phenomenon aligns with Azerbaijan's nickname, the Land of Fire. Now moving on to Armenia. See, it is a landlocked country in the Caucasus with Turkey to the west, Georgia to the north, Azerbaijan to the east. Here, Caucasus is nothing but a transcontinental region between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. The capital of Armenia is Yerevan. Armenia is a mountainous country and the highest peak of the country is Mount Ararat. Now let us see about the conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh. See, the conflict dates back to late 1980s when the region declared its independence from Azerbaijan as the Soviet Union collapsed. The region is known as Artsakh by the Armenians, with the majority of Armenian population. The first war over the territory between the two countries ended with a ceasefire in 1994. This left Nagorno-Karabakh and some surrounding areas under the Armenian control. But the ceasefire was frequently violated by the both countries, and several attempts to negotiate a peace settlement has been failed. In 2020, Azerbaijan launched the Second Karabakh War. It was a resounding victory, retaking 7 surrounding districts and about a third of Nagorno-Karabakh. And also, Russia brokered a peace deal after the Second Karabakh War in 2020, providing up to 1,960 Russian peacekeepers stationed in the region to ensure the ceasefire implementation is in place. As of now, Azerbaijan regained control over the significant territories, including the parts of Nagorno-Karabakh and surrounding areas. That's all about this topic. With this, let's move on to our next topic for the discussion. Look, the article reports on the recent ruling by the International Court of Justice, also known as ICJ, which ordered Israel to immediately halt its military operations in Rafah. The court also mandated Israel must keep Rafah crossing open for the unhindered humanitarian aid and called for unconditional release of the hostages taken by Hamas during the October 7 assault. This decision comes shortly after the International Criminal Court, also known as ICC, prosecutor sought arrest warrants for the top Israeli and the Hamas leader, accusing them of war crimes and crimes against humanity. This reflects an increase in the international pressure on Israel amid of the ongoing Gaza conflict. This is the crux of this news article. In this context, let us quickly go through the basics of International Court of Justice, International Criminal Court, and also the Permanent Court of Arbitration. Let's start with International Court of Justice, that is ICJ. See, ICJ was established in 1945 by the Charter of United Nations. It is a principal judicial organ of UN and aims to settle legal disputes between the states and give advisory opinion on the international legal issues. The ICJ is based in Peace Palace in Netherlands. The court consists of 15 judges elected for 9-year term by the United Nations General Assembly and the Security Council. The judges are eligible for re-election. The ICJ has 2 types of jurisdiction. One with respect to the contentious cases, that is legal disputes between the states that recognize its jurisdiction, and advisory proceedings with respect to the legal question referred to it by the authorized UN organ or specialized agency. See, the decisions of ICJ are binding on the parties involved and there is no appeal. However, the enforcement relies on UN Security Council. Now, moving on to the International Criminal Court or ICC. See, ICC was established by the Rome Statute, which came into force in July 1, 2002. It is an independent international organization and not a part of UN system. The ICC prosecutes individuals for the crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crimes of aggression. It is also located in Hague, Netherlands. The court consists of 18 judges who are elected for 9-year term by the Assembly of State Parties. But one more important thing to note here is that the judges are not eligible for re-election. The ICC has a jurisdiction over crimes committed on the territory of the state party or by a national of a state party, as well as in situation referred to it by the UN Security Council. The ICC operates on the principle of complementarity, meaning it will only prosecute cases if the national courts are unwilling or unable to do so. And also know that ICC is not a UN organization, but it has a cooperative agreement with United Nations. And as a judicial institution, ICC does not have its own police force or enforcement body. Thus, it relies on the cooperation with the countries worldwide for the support, particularly for making arrest and transferring arrested person to ICC detention center in the Hague, and also for freezing assets and enforcing sentences. Now, finally, the Permanent Court of Arbitration. See, PCA was established in 1899 by the First Hague Peace Conference. It is an intergovernmental organization providing a variety of dispute resolution services to the international community, including arbitration, mediation, and conciliation. It is housed in Peace Palace in Hague, Netherlands. Unlike a traditional court, PCA does not have any permanent judges. Instead, it maintains a panel of arbitrators appointed by the member states. Parties to the dispute select the arbitrators from this panel. C. PCA handles disputes between the states and private parties, and between international organizations too. It administers cases involving wide range of issues, including territorial, maritime boundaries, sovereignty, human rights, international investments, and trade. And it also offers flexible procedures tailored to the needs of the parties involved in the dispute, often employing customized rules and procedures. Here know that PCA award becomes eligible to be enforced in the respective state under the New York Convention, as does any other foreign arbitral award, and its ruling is final and binding on the parties, and there is no appeal process. That's all about the discussion with respect to newspaper articles today. With this, let's move on to our prelims practice question. Look at the first question. Consider the following European rivers: River Volga, River Danube, River Dnieper, River Ural. How many of the above mentioned rivers drain into Caspian Sea? 1 only, 2 only, 3 only, 4 only. The correct answer is option B, 2 only. See, the river Volga, Ural, Terek are the three major rivers or the major European rivers that empty into northern Caspian. The Saluk, Samur, Kura and the number of smaller rivers flow in on the western shores of the middle and the southern Caspian. The remainder comes in the form of rivers of the southern Iranian shores and the rivers of southern Turkmenistan. Let's now move on to our second question. Consider the following pairs containing the cases involving India and the international judicial institutions. First one is Kulbhushan Jadhav case, International Court of Justice. Second one is Enrica Lexi case, International Criminal Court. Indus Water Treaty Dispute, Permanent Court of Arbitration. How many of the pairs given above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, all the 3, none. The correct answer to this question is option B, 2 only. See, Enrica Lexi case involved 2 Italian mariners aboard a Italian oil tanker shot and killed 2 Indian fishermen of the coast of Kerala, India, mistaking them for pirates. The core issue was whether India or Italy had a legal right to prosecute the mariners. The case was overseen by Permanent Court of Arbitration and not in ICC. Again, India has not signed or ratified the Rome Statute, the treaty that established ICC in 1998. Therefore, India is not a member of ICC and not subject to its jurisdictions. If you know this fact, you can easily arrive at the answer for this question. That's all for today's discussion. Displayed here is the today's mains practice question. Interested candidates can write it in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit like, share and subscribe. Thank you.